Big headline to start, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth announced that Elon Musk's Grok chatbot will be integrated into Pentagon networks, both unclassified and classified, and is expected to go live later this month. He said the department will put the world's leading AI models on every unclassified and classified network, and even feed some intelligence database information into those systems.
That's right. The announcement came from SpaceX's Starbase in Texas. It's a fast pivot to embrace third-party generative AI inside sensitive military systems, and Hegseth signaled the Pentagon will make a lot of its data available for AI exploitation.
You used the loaded word there, exploitation. It sounds efficient, but for listeners who are thinking about risk, what are the main concerns here?
There are several. First, model and data governance. Feeding classified or sensitive intelligence into external models raises questions about provenance, control, and how outputs are audited. Second, there's the operational risk. Hallucinations or incorrect synthesis from a model used in an operational context could have real-world consequences. Third, the political and reputational side. Grok recently caused international outcry for generating highly sexualized deepfake images without consent, prompting blocks in places like Malaysia and Indonesia and investigations in the UK. That controversy has lawmakers demanding scrutiny and even calls to remove the app from stores.
So the Pentagon is installing a model that's currently under international fire. Is there existing federal guidance that would normally slow a rollout like this?
Until recently, federal guidance, including a Biden-era framework, pushed caution. Agencies were told to adopt advanced models, but within clear guardrails, banning certain uses like automated constitutional rights violating surveillance or automated nuclear decisions. The move we're seeing is more aggressive and seems to prioritize rapid capability deployment over that previous restraint. Questions now are, what safeguards will be enforced? How will data flows be compartmentalized? And who is accountable if something goes wrong?
That accountability piece is crucial. And on the technical side, any noticeable differences if a model is hosted internally versus accessed via vendor like Musk's X?
Hosting topology matters a lot. If models run on isolated air-gapped infrastructure with strict access controls and logging, risk is lower than simply piping classified queries out to a cloud service. But Hegseth's comments about making data available for AI exploitation suggest close integration. The devil's in the details. Encryption, traceability of model outputs, and the ability to perform adversarial testing will determine whether this is bold progress or a risky shortcut.
Little banter to close. Who knew national security could have a software rollout party at SpaceX? But seriously, listeners, keep an eye on oversight hearings and any technical memos the Pentagon releases next. Shifting to infrastructure, President Trump and Microsoft both said tech companies should shoulder the costs of powering energy-hungry AI data centers so local households don't see higher utility bills. Microsoft rolled out a community-first AI infrastructure plan, pledging to reduce local impacts and to pay more for electricity and grid upgrades.
Yes, Microsoft explicitly said it would pay more for power and even asked a Wisconsin regulator to raise the rate it pays for a data center to avoid shifting upgrade costs onto residents. The message from the White House and Microsoft is coordinated. Build-out is important, but communities shouldn't bear the financial burden.
That sounds sensible, but does paying more really solve the broader issues communities raise?
It helps, but it's not a panacea. Directly covering grid upgrade costs mitigates immediate price impacts, and commitments around water and siting address some environmental concerns. But the larger questions include long-term grid planning, who benefits from tax abatements that sometimes accompany data center deals, and whether local labor and supply chains see meaningful gains. There's also political optics. This messaging aims to calm backlash and stave off tighter regulation.
So it's a mix of economics and PR.
Exactly. Communities want assurances they won't be left with higher bills or depleted water resources. Companies want to expand capacity for AI services. Watch for local utility filings and whether other firms follow Microsoft's example, because precedent matters for future AI infrastructure projects.
Quick quip, tech paying its way. Novel concept. Let's see if it's permanent or just the beginning of another negotiation.
Next up, Slack has rebuilt Slackbot into an agentic assistant powered by Anthropic's models, rolling out capabilities to take actions for users, draft documents, surface context, and pull data from connected apps.
Right. Think of Slackbot as a proactive colleague. It can summarize threads, draft Slack Canvas documents, pull files from Drive or Box, and help schedule meetings. Slack calls this part of the move toward an agentic enterprise, where plain language requests trigger agents to act.
That's convenient, but also a privacy and security minefield. Your thoughts?
Agreed. The upside is productivity, fewer manual searches, and faster synthesis. The downside is data exposure. Giving an agent access to attach files, HR records, or sales pipelines requires careful access controls, logging, and policy around what the agent is allowed to do. Many features are tied to paid plans. An organization should treat the rollout like any new privileged automation. Start small, audit outputs, and enforce strict scopes.
So the office just hired a very eager intern who never sleeps and has fewer rights.
Exactly. And don't forget to give that intern permission sparingly.
In Creative Tools news, Apple announced Creator Studio, a $12.99 per month bundle that packages Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro, Pixelmator Pro, Motion, Compressor, and Mainstage, with Pixelmator Pro coming to iPad. There's student pricing and family sharing, and selective new AI-powered features will be Creator Studio exclusive.
This is Apple's move to offer an affordable creative suite that competes with Adobe, while also nudging creators toward subscription-only advanced features. One interesting point is Pixelmator Pro on iPad with full Apple Pencil support. That closes a gap for mobile creators.
For users who already bought the apps outright, any downside?
One-time purchasers keep the apps, but Apple said some new intelligent features and premium content will be subscription-only. So you'll retain core functionality, but to get the latest AI-driven tools, you might need Creator Studio. It's a trade-off between a lower upfront cost and ongoing access to cutting-edge features.
Short punchline, Apple just gave creators a new choice. Subscribe or keep being nostalgically indie. And finally, an out there one. GRU Space, a Y Combinator-backed startup, is taking $250,000 deposits for planned hotel rooms on the moon, targeting a 2029 demonstration mission and guest stays by 2032 using lunar regolith to build habitats.
It's a bold pitch. The plan leans on in-situ resource utilization to cut launch mass and costs by making building blocks from lunar soil. The timeline, demo in 2029 and guests by 2032, is aggressive, but not impossible if the company nails the tech and secures regulatory approvals and launch partnerships.
Skeptics will point to cost, regulations, and sheer engineering complexity. Why might investors or customers still bite?
The novelty premium is huge. Space tourism and prestige travel appeal to a wealthy niche. For investors, ISRU capabilities are valuable beyond hospitality. They enable long-duration infrastructure on the moon and support broader lunar industrialization. But practical hurdles remain: radiation shielding, life support redundancy, transport costs, and international regulatory frameworks.
Closing joke. If you deposit today, do you get a window seat or a crater view?
Crater views are included, lunar dust not refundable. Okay, that's our roundup.
Thanks for listening. Keep your alerts on and we'll dig into the details next time. The preceding audio summary was created at jesterengine.com, where you can find and verify the original sources.